called One and Done or Super Bowl Run. I will name a team, and you guys tell me whether you think this team is likelier to be one and done in the playoffs or make a run all the way to the biggest game. Dominique, I'm looking right at you.
All right.
You start with the Chicago Bears.
I was early on the Bears. I love the Bears. However, the answer to this question is they're more likely to be one and done. I mean, this Bears team, they're very good. They run the hell out of the ball. They have an inexperienced coach, inexperienced quarterback, and a boom or bust defense that busts a little more than you like in the playoffs. So, like, I have to say, I think they're more likely to be one and done.
So to be clear, are you telling me you think they lose Saturday night to their arch rival Packers?
Well, Greedy, the construct of the question is it one or done or win the Super Bowl?
Ain't no in-between.
Two and done.
Yeah. I think there's a strong chance that they could beat them, but I was playing your game. This is your damn game, Greedy. I'm following your rules.
I blame Fink.
Okay.
Anyway, if they win that game, then they would, in theory, get the Eagles next, and that game would be in Chicago, and the Bears have already won that game on Black Friday in Philadelphia. The Bears is a playoff team. Sometimes we'll look at these teams that we feel are ahead of schedule, young quarterback, all that sort of thing. How much confidence do I live with a lot of Bears fans? How much confidence do you have if you're a Bears fan this week, at least going into this game Saturday night against the Packers?
I am confident. Listen, I think you run the ball well. You have an opportunistic defense, which again, with Jordan Love coming back from being off, how does that rust kind of play in? They know each other well. Look, I've been in these games where you're playing a team the third time in a row. You know each other. Ain't gonna be any surprises. They're the most physical team. They're going to have to play that way to get the win come Saturday night.
You think about it, that interception Caleb Williams throws in the first matchup where he has his tight end open and Nixon makes a great play. They're that close to tying that game up, potentially going for two and winning that football game. So I do think the Bears have a good chance. They've played now 3 times in the last 6 weeks.
Right.
This is going to be one hell of a game, and it's been heroics at the end that have won it. So I can't wait to watch this game.
What are you looking at here, Graz?
I think the experience the Packers have played in these games before, the Bears have not. That's the kind of thing I look at as a tiebreaker when I'm talking about two rival teams that literally play each other every other week at this point. Yeah. And I don't know how to decide between the two of them which one's better because both of those games were close. So I think the Packers' playoff experience might play a role here.
Okay, that's one of the games that we're looking at here. Let's go to the next one. J-Mac, let's talk about the New England Patriots. Are they likelier to be one and done or make a Super Bowl run?
I'm going to go Super Bowl run, and Dominique just said it. I think they beat the Chargers, so I don't think they're going to be one and done. This is the same team that's similar to the Chicago Bears, where there is some inexperience on Drake May's part, playing his first ever playoff game. But the difference is Mike Vrabel has been there. He has been the head coach for the Tennessee Titans when they have gone on a playoff run. I think this is a young team that finds a way to win a few games, and let's see what they can do.
What do you think of New England going into this dance, Jeff?
Listen, I like it. Vrabel knows how to minimize the moment, and I think that allows players to play fast. He doesn't let you get overwhelmed in it. He's going to talk about fundamentals. Listen, man, once the whistle blows, by the way, the dude's played in a bunch of big games. Yeah. He's coached in a bunch of big games. This is not his first rodeo. And there's something about the bliss. Ignorance is bliss. There's something about that when you're talking about the Patriots. I like where they are.
He's a coach that knows his team. I was on the sideline for the game on Sunday in Foxborough. They get an interception late, and there's a flag on the play, and the guy who got the interception is celebrating. But then he stops because he sees the flag, and Vrabel's getting it like it's on the other team. So he actually shoves the guy toward the end zone where everybody else is celebrating the interception.
Yeah.
Go over there and celebrate with your guys. And then he was doing the thing with him.
I know that feels like a small thing, but as we enter these coaching cycles every year, and we hear everyone talk about this offensive guys, quarterback coaches.
Right.
No, the things about head coaching a team is not about whispering to a quarterback.
Amen.
Yeah.
Mike Vrabel can't play quarterback. I don't think he's ever whispered in his life.
Nope.
But you know what? He's a football coach. And I think that when these teams, these owners start looking for coaches, you can't always be looking for the guy that you're not going to find in Shanahan, McVay. You can find them, then go for it.
Right.
But finding someone who's like a mediocre offensive coach, just saying, but he knows quarterbacks, doesn't mean he should get hired.
He knows when it's time to yell at him. He knows when it's time to celebrate with him. And I think that's vital.
Graziano will be there for that game for us for Sunday NFL Countdown. All right, last one will be the Eagles. Jeff, you've been high through every up and down of their season. You've remained steadfast. Are they more likely one and done or Super Bowl run?
Ain't off this bandwagon, baby. Super Bowl run with some conviction. Say it with your chest, baby. Hey, listen, I like the way they're matched up. I think They're finding their rhythm. They understand what they got to do. I didn't love they didn't play for the 2 seed, but again, Sirianni, I think, knows his team. He wants guys to be fresh and healthy. He's not really worried about who they're playing as long as they're healthy. Their defense is going to give them a chance in every game. And if Hurts plays just above average and they can run the ball somewhat well, it will be a tough team to beat.
Yeah, I think this is a great matchup for them. And I think we've seen them against bad defenses or mediocre defenses explode. I think they're probably going to have that. We're going to come out of this game feeling really confident about the Eagles. And then they're going to have to face a little tougher competition. And I think that might be a different story.
Let me ask you a question from the players' perspective. The 49ers, and I thought they said all the right things. Shanahan, after their loss on Saturday night, Shanahan said the right things, and George Kittle in particular got up there and talked about, man, that loss was terrible, but now we got an opportunity. But my goodness, with what they had in front of them, all the conversation about everything being at home, including the Super Bowl and the week off, now they lose that game, turn around quick and have to be ready to go to Philadelphia. That can't be an easy spot, just psychologically.
I lived it in a sense of 2019 with the New England Patriots. We're playing Miami in the last game of the season, and Gesicki catches one in the back of the end zone. And when I tell you, when we walked in the locker room after that game, I already knew we were losing that next week when the Titans came in that wild card game. Our entire locker room was completely deflated because guys understood what that win would have meant for us to get that bye week and to be in that position. I think, to your point, hearing Shanahan and hearing that what George Kittle said, I remember speaking up in the locker room because I was the new guy. I got to New England, and all of them were used to getting there. I'm like, hell, we still get to go to the playoffs, right? Like, I don't have to go home. When you heard San Francisco after that game, immediately they had already turned the page. So I think that sets them up mentally in a good place for it.
Just personnel-wise, thinned out defense got hit again. Tatum Bethune, the linebacker, who's been filling in for Fred Warner, now he's out. How many losses can that defense absorb personnel-wise?
The other thing is the style of loss. They got that was a physical beating. I mean, you know what I mean? Like when you just line up and punch people in the mouth and you realize that's supposed to be your style of play and you couldn't answer it, that's a tough way to end the season.
It's a playoff palooza. We continue counting it down to all these games this weekend: Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Right now, we have done so much already. We need some carbs.
Yes,
we need pancakes. Pancakes is one of our. Dominic, get it started.
Fluffy.
Little taste, little appetizer. Oh my goodness, get out the way. You gotta like that. Are you serious? Oh, that is for real chin music. One cake. Yeah. 2 cakes.
All right, here we go.
Receiving it. Listen, we're starting in Cincinnati. Bengals right guard Amarius Mims. Listen, we do a lot of beating on some offensive linemen for the Bengals, but I want you to watch a good finish. He finds a little guy, and then look at the. Do you see the speed? And then as he's walking him down, the one thing I want to see you next time, Mims, is get down. Get down. Don't just look at him and know you embarrass him. Make sure you finish that thing off. But my favorite part was he found a little guy, and he knew he was a little guy, and then he showed his athleticism, which I respect. They just dump him. Look, this dude's hitting his head. He ain't even looking at him. That's just the ultimate sign of disrespect. So if you're not going to pounce on him, at least look away like he wasn't even nothing. He just a little ant you pushed aside. I respect it. I like it, but it's only one cake because it was a little man. Duke center Jordan Lawson. You know I got to be digging deep if I'm finding somebody from Duke. But watch him come. Oh! My favorite part is defensive players have no awareness. Situational awareness. Hey, there's a screen. I'm getting there. I want you to see him lay him out, but the standover. There you go. And by the way, he's wearing number 64, which is my number in college, and stands on him. Show him what you about, baby. Situational awareness, 0. Flex, +10. That's what I'm talking about, Jordan Larson. Hey, I don't love Dookies, but I love that right there. Finishing this up. Hey, I want you to watch this guard. Is anybody here? He takes him, finishes him, and dumps him on his freaking head. I think it was like the second or third play of the game. You want to talk about, like, setting the tone? This cat sets the tone week in and week out. When you lift a man up on a screen, there's no surprise. No one in here, they recognize it right away. You got caught in the grips and got dunked on your back. That is what I'm talking about. That is why this is the number 1 seed right here. Look at the finish, y'all.
That's what you love.
My man knows
That's
what's
love.
up. He knows how to humiliate. Shame and embarrassment, great teacher. That guy won't feel that again. 3 cakes on to sat him down.
The next time we make a T-shirt for Jeff or apron or something, I think it's got to say "finish on top." That's my favorite Jeff line. You got to finish on top.
Finish on top. No doubt.
I'll just leave that there. Is the coaching carousel ready to make a stunning stop? Are we headed to the Baltimore breakup? We've got all the answers. Get up on ESPN.
Nice hands. Come again. Look at the hands.
Oh, nice.
Well played. Well played.